Before roads divided the forests, before satellites mapped the frozen north, Canada was governed by an older law, a law written in hunger, ice, instinct, and blood. Across this wilderness, a frozen lake can become a hunting ground. A silent forest can conceal an ambush. Every creature survives through one advantage: patience, unity, invisibility, memory, or intelligence. But all depend on the same fragile system. What happens when the frozen foundation of this kingdom begins disappearing beneath its rulers? This is wild Canada. Far beyond the northern tree line, the sea vanishes beneath ice. The landscape appears empty, but something is walking, a polar bear. Nearly invisible against the snow, it travels alone. Its body can overpower a seal, but strength is not its greatest weapon. Patience is. Beneath the ice, a ringed seal moves through black water. Eventually, it must surface to breathe. The bear stops beside a breathing hole, then it waits. Wind sweeps across the ice, snow gathers on its fur. Minutes become hours. Every wasted step costs energy. Every failed hunt brings starvation closer. A faint sound rises. The bear strikes. Its paw crashes through the opening, dragging the seal onto the ice. The attack lasts seconds, but the meal may sustain the bear for days. Soon, it must keep moving and disappear into the white distance. Yet a greater danger follows it. The polar bear depends on sea ice to hunt. When that ice breaks apart earlier, it is forced onto land, where food is harder to find. The Arctic's strongest predator may not be defeated by another animal. It may be defeated by the disappearance of the ground beneath its feet. As the ice ends, the boreal forest begins. Millions of trees form a wilderness where one failed hunt can threaten a family. Here, the grey wolf's greatest weapon is not its teeth. It is the pack. Every member has a role. Some pursue, others block escape routes. The most experienced wolves wait for weakness. Ahead, caribou push through deep snow. Hunger and distance are dividing the strong from the vulnerable. The wolves follow without rushing. They need only one mistake. A young caribou falls behind. One wolf approaches from the side, another cuts off the path back to the herd. The caribou accelerates. For a short distance it is faster, but speed begins the hunt. Endurance decides it. The snow deepens, the caribou weakens, the wolves close in. For the pack, success means food. By changing where herds travel, wolves also help shape the forest. Deeper in the forest, a Canada lynx survives by never being seen. Its pale coat disappears against the snow. Large, fur-covered feet allow it to move where smaller animals sink. For several nights, the lynx has failed to catch prey, wasting energy. Winter will not return. Ahead, a snowshoe hare feeds beneath a bush. The lynx lowers its body. One step, then another. The hare raises its head. Both animals freeze. The lynx launches forward, but the hare twists away and vanishes between the trees. Another hunt has failed. When hare populations rise, lynx numbers follow. When they decline, the predator feels the same pressure. Even the invisible hunter is tied to the animal it could not catch. Those relationships extend beyond the forest. In western Canada, cold rivers descend toward the Pacific. Each autumn, Pacific salmon begin an extraordinary journey home. After years in the ocean, they return to their birth rivers, guided by chemical memory. But the river leads through a corridor of predators. A grizzly waits on the bank. Winter is approaching, and the bear must gain enough fat to survive hibernation. The salmon run may be its final opportunity. Fish flash beneath the surface. The bear strikes and misses. Then a salmon leaps. The bear catches it before it falls back into the river. Eagles, wolves, and ravens wait along the river. The salmon that escape continue upstream, reproduce, and die from exhaustion. Yet, even in death, they give life. Bears carry carcasses into the forest. Their remains transfer nutrients from the ocean into the soil, feeding trees and wildlife. The salmon connects water to land, predator to forest, and death to new life. The rivers eventually reach the Pacific coast, where another ruler waits beneath the surface. The orca. Its size is formidable, but intelligence makes it truly dangerous. Orcas live in family pods and pass hunting techniques between generations. Ahead, a seal rests on floating ice. Several orcas accelerate together, creating a powerful wave. The ice tilts, but the seal remains on top. The pod turns. A second wave arrives. This time, the seal falls into the water. The orcas close in. They have transformed the ocean itself into a weapon. Across Canada, every animal survives differently. The polar bear waits. The wolf cooperates. The lynx disappears. The salmon remembers. The grizzly prepares. The orca learns. Yet none survives alone. The bear depends on the seal. The lynx depends on the hare. The wolf follows the caribou. The forest receives nutrients from the salmon. Remove one link, and the effects travel through the system. Today, those links are being tested. Sea ice is disappearing earlier. Wildfires transform forests. Roads cut across migration routes. When caribou decline, predators feel the pressure. When salmon runs weaken, the loss reaches rivers, forests, birds, and mammals. But the future has not yet been decided. Protected lands preserve habitats. Indigenous knowledge, scientific tracking, and restored corridors reconnect divided landscapes. Somewhere in the Arctic, a polar bear is still waiting beside the ice. In the forest, wolves are still following a herd. In a mountain river, salmon are still fighting their way home. And beneath the Pacific, an orca calf is still learning from its family. For thousands of years, nature has written the laws of this kingdom. The question is no longer whether Canada's animals are powerful enough to survive the wild. The question is whether the wild will remain intact enough for them to survive us. From the frozen silence of the Arctic to the dark forests and powerful waters of the Pacific, every animal in wild Canada survives through a different strength: patience, unity, instinct, memory, or intelligence, but none of them survives alone. Each predator, prey, river, forest, and sheet of ice is connected to the next. And as this ancient kingdom begins to change, its future will depend not only on the animals strong enough to endure it, but on the choices humanity makes today. If this journey gave you a deeper respect for Canada's wilderness, subscribe to the channel, share this video, and tell us in the comments which animal impressed you most. because protecting the wild begins with understanding how extraordinary and how fragile it truly is.